know if I should apologize on behalf of Jamb, but I don't have tears. It's going around on X. It started on X, it's on Insta, it's on everywhere. It's about this surgeon that was operating
with a torchlight, yeah?
Yes, with a phone flashlight.
Hey, guy.
But
don't you know that is it?
No, it
that
shouldn't be it.
That is what trends on social media.
No.
What?
Hello everyone and welcome to Trend Talk, where yesterday's buzz becomes today's conversation.
Where we take you around the world of social media, share the most trending local and international news, information that you need to know, educate you on the most paying career, not leaving entertainment out of it.
Mm-hmm. Not leaving entertainment out of it, not leaving finance. Whatever you need to know from every industry around the world, you would hear it here first.
And yes, you get to sit with us and educate our viewers on what you do and how you impact the society. I'm Lisa Bell with the bells, and I'm sure that will ring a bell.
Always, Miss Lisa. And my name is Jamal Daniels, and we're here to give an entertaining next few minutes. So stay locked in. Let's dive straight into it. Koya.
Yeah, I can't wait because these topics are really, really unlit.
So guys,
which are we starting with?
All right, my people, we're starting from inside Nigeria, and we're starting from like the most trending and pressing issue here in Nigeria. We're talking of Jamb. Yes, the whole UTME saga. All right,
it is
Lisa.
actually a saga. So what do you think about it? What do you think about this whole saga? We know that Jamb released the UTME results, and then a lot of students now are screaming that this is not my result, that there's a glitch, that the system has issues and everything. So what do you think about it? So
firstly, let's go over a few facts, just some facts, before we get this thing clear. So firstly, Jamb is saying that over 370,000 candidates were reported to have issues. Secondly, 157 centers out of 784 failed, which is 20% of the total UTME centers. The most tragic aspect of this for me is not the 370,000 candidates or the percentage of facilities that failed. It was the psychological impact it had on this current generation. And it highlighted something to me, I believe it's fair to say that these current generations are more sensitive to a lot of things. You understand? During my time, let me sound like an old man. If you fail Jamb, you could just go rewrite.
Okay.
Pass that one. I know a lot of people want to say, oh, it's the system that is failing this. Let's get something right. Firstly, CBT started in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. That's when Nigeria started computer-based tests.
Yes.
And since then, the current registrar that came out to give an apology, a tear-filled apology.
Don't you think that's a PR or it's...
For me, I do not see actions to validate that apology. It's just words.
They're just words.
In conclusion, sorry, my love.
Yeah.
In conclusion to the point I was trying to make is we need to at least give them credit for trying. The percentages, this is the first time they're having such a massive error technically. Seriously, Lisa, I checked the records.
So what happened to the students? Because we are now talking about someone, or I should say, we should talk about a lady who lost her life.
The deceased, we're talking of Timileyan, and we extend massive condolences to her family.
Yes. But then what should we say regarding that? Are we going to say that, she did not perform well? Or are we going to now blame it on the system?
Okay, so in terms of performing well, Lisa, they said on the 16th of February, 207,000 of the candidates will have an opportunity to resit. So for all of them...
What about the people that can't resit anymore? Because if we're going to look at this mentally now, there are some people that can't mentally handle some things. And that's if we're going to now look at Timini now.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I would say she probably had poured out her heart, or she thinks that she did the best she could, and then it came out. Or let's say, yes, the way it did, what you ordered versus what you got, and everything.
All right.
So we can't get that.
Firstly,
if you are getting, or you think that you have the capacity to register such number of people, you should be able to have the capacity to
ensure that the systems don't fail.
The system don't fail.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yes.
100.
So there's no need for apology.
Yeah.
It's the way we find ourselves in this country that we take everything.
Come on. I have to defend them small.
No,
I have to defend them small.
Glove. Everything is being taken for
But when he came out, that's why I told you the percentage to me is really minimal. It's just 20% of the centers. And secondly, it was a patch error on the software developer end. What happened was the patch was not registering the amount of questions that were supposed to. I know what you're saying. Yes, they should take responsibility for the systems, but this is an error, which means it was an unidentified mistake. Nobody foresaw it coming, even after all the tests they've made.
I want you to understand here with the fact that I have here that 24,000 people got less than 100 out of 400. It sounds funny, but it's not.
It was a patch error.
I saw this post online. Someone said my Baba wrote exams and wrote Jamb. Thinking say it go past. Pass, leave me. Who won't bob my head? Jamb give her 96. Jamb slap, say Jamb slap.
Jamb didn't give. It was a system provider like error. It was a systems error in which the software.
Then it is now forced on the student to rewrite Jamb.
Yes, I mean.
And in this economy, you get to pay again.
Hold on, but you said something. You said,
what did I say?
You said, if I was to quote you right, you said, the students were saying something about hashtag, this is not my score.
This is not my score.
Now,
I feel
you have a chance to go on the 16th and prove that, yes, it is not your score.
What if I don't have the mental capacity to do that?
That brings me back to why I said I think we're dealing with a more sensitive generation.
Oh, now you're taking your glasses
Yes, the conversation is now serious. I need to look at you and address this.
Okay.
So that's why I said we're dealing with a very sensitive generation who are susceptible to trauma levels, even though there's some things that some of us wouldn't perceive as traumatic. We wouldn't perceive as traumatic. I'm sorry, Lisa. There's some things my generation wouldn't perceive as traumatic, but the Gen Zs and down would perceive that as being traumatic.
The Gen Zs face a lot of pressure now.
Because they're living in a fast-paced world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it is more likely for them to face or to be open to all of this.
Okay. So we will provide a mental health coach and a therapist to prep them for their exam. If they feel they need a year, they'll register next year.
Please,
and they'll write after you've gone for therapy.
Don't get me started on that one. Let's move on to this. We've done so much on this.
Yeah, I don't know if I should apologize on behalf of Jamb, but I don't have tears.
Okay, that was a good one. But then we apologize on their behalf.
Yes. And there's an opportunity for you guys to retake your post-UME starting on the 16th of May, 2025.
And we wish you all the best, guys.
We wish you guys all the best, all bands aside. And we hope that
this time
we
around,
will not have a tear-filled apology next year.
Again, we
systems or network or service provider will not give us incomplete patch.
Amen.
So I don't know, Lisa, if you saw this picture going around, I don't know, maybe we would insert it for the viewers to see.
Yeah.
It's going around on X. It started on X. It's on Insta. It's on everywhere. It's about this surgeon that was operating
with a torchlight. Yeah.
Yes, with a phone flashlight.
That guy. In this era. In Nigeria.
I have a couple of things to say about that. Firstly, imagine if it was a human being.
Actually, some people thought that it was a human being.
Yes. A lot of people did think that. Yeah.
And then there was a whole lot.
Yeah.
But then thank God that it was not a human being. But at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I'm an animal lover.
Yeah. Same
most
here,
especially
man.
dog.
Huge dog lover, man.
Huge dog lover. I had this dog, Proxy. Her name was Proxy. Now, speaking about Proxy, it's getting me emotional.
With that emotion, let me ask you, can they operate? Would you let them operate?
I would.
Perform
Don't
a surgery?
even finish it. Yeah. But well, it depends on the place at which we at.
Okay.
If it's going to save her life. Maybe if we find ourselves in the bush, for example, and then
Miss Lisa, nobody does surgery in the bush. They all do it in facilities
now get this.
Okay.
There might be an emergency.
Yeah.
And then
like a hunter shots Roxy by example in the bush. Me.
The person that I'm with is a vet.
Okay.
For example,
emergency surgery.
Yes, and then I have a torchlight.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone is with me, and
make you just hold for a light.
Make I just hold the lights for her.
Yeah.
You get that one day.
Yeah.
But not that we will have a surgery going on
in a proper facility.
Under a proper
institution.
And then it's going on
with a flashlight.
Okay,
so I want to Lisa, I don't know. Just
it's saying, do you know this song? Disgrace.
Wait. I will not follow you to sing that song. Lisa, let's get something right. Let's get something right.
Yeah.
First off, I'm extremely disappointed in that doctor for sharing that footage. Yes, very much disappointed. Okay, do you want to know my reason why?
Yeah.
The days that you were performing surgery and there was light, why didn't you take a picture? You want to tell me that every time you're performing a surgery, there is no light? You want to tell me that every time you're using a flashlight? Don't misrepresent Nigeria. No. Don't misrepresent Nigeria. We're always used to doing these things as Nigerians where we're always quick to highlight the defuncts in the system.
I see no fault in him sharing that picture.
He was a Miss Rookie.
Yeah. I see no fault in that.
Okay.
Probably she must have shared. Have you seen her previous posts?
None went this viral.
Because
I actually checked her feed equally. I didn't see.
No, wait. This is something that should go viral. That people should see.
Why? That's what I'm trying to address, Lisa. That's what I'm trying to address.
So who are we going to blame if I'm going to now... What system?
Okay, so
which system is responsible
that's the impression my people I'm trying to correct. Let us not get used to the fact that there is always a negative narrative to push forward in Nigeria. Once it's a negative narrative is it paints the country in bad light. We're quick to spread it. Sorry, Lisa, but
don't
the truth is
that is it.
No, it shouldn't be it.
That is what trends on social media.
No,
what people are going to talk about. Yes, we have things that go on social media. You see things and then
an example?
Somebody like me, I watch videos and I cry all the time when I see kind videos and everything.
Yeah.
But what gets people talk about and that blows up, it's always a bad narrative.
I get that. There's so many theories in mass media and mass communication to validate that theory. The whole fear cells and all of that.
Yes.
Me, I'm trying to challenge the values of Nigerians. Now, let me say this. We Nigerians just recently along the Kaduna-Jos Road started the mining of lithium. Why isn't that something we are championing and putting in the forefront? Why is it a picture or flashlight? Why can't we just stand up and say, oh, we are proud of Nigeria for doing this?
It's not like we don't know about that.
Okay. Okay.
I would say that. It's not like we don't know about the plant, the lithium plantation.
Yeah.
But then I am talking about we coming to the realization that this is at which, or the level at which we are. That we could use. There's no facility.
There is.
Okay, then where is it?
It's definitely
there
not.
There should be a backup power.
Yes. Look.
If there's no power, generally known as NEPA, if there's no NEPA, then there should be a backup. We have generators. We have mechanos or
we've
whatever.
graduated from NEPA to PHCN to the AEDCs
what happened to solar systems? systems.
And all of that.
So having solar panels in some of these facilities.
Renewable power sources.
You get me now. So what happened to them? If the doctor shared that, is to just inform you that this is at which we are. And it is not good.
For this, I'll wear my eyeglass and say, dear Nigerians, learn to promote positive narratives with the same ginger that you use to promote negative narratives.
If you see something, say something. Because she said something. Right? And people will look into it.
We're going to invite this doctor to this show. She's going to come and defend herself. Yeah. Yes, we're going to invite her. Yes, she will come. Because I'm not satisfied. But anyway, we're going to invite her.
I am glad she shared that picture.
Yeah, it's good. Yes,
so that the right people, at least maybe if shame reach them, they say now
they'll come and give you a tear-filled apology. Don't worry.
No.
Don't worry.
When foul nyash blow,
when breeze blow.
So at least maybe since their nyash is out now, let me use that. I don't know if it's appropriate. But then since it's out, maybe
they will take corrections now and make the facility run better. And then
we need animal law enforcement laws
to check all these things.
Check all of this.
We've never finished safeguarding human being and property.
So
you want more safeguard animal.
Thing. It's Africa, be Nigeria. I can't just get into that.
Speaking of it's Africa, speaking of it's Nigeria. Lisa, let's talk about Africa.
Let's talk about Africa. And let's talk about, I call him the most sexiest man in Africa. I don't know, if I just remember this guy, I just start blushing.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what we're talking about, we're changing gears. We're talking about Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, the interim president. He's just here in a transition phase.
But then I am loving it.
Yeah, he's the most trending. Everybody's loving him. I don't think the president has trended this much in a very long time.
But then not everyone, please.
Yeah, not everyone. I get that.
If we're going to talk about everybody loving him, there are some group of people that don't love him.
Okay, first, let's address why people love him.
There's a lot of achievement that if we're going to look at Ibrahim Traore's, would I say regime?
Yeah. So let me catch the audience up a little bit while you're processing some of these achievements because we'll highlight them.
Yeah.
So Ibrahim Traore came into power in 2022 through a military coup, where he disposed the former president of Burkina Faso to take charge. A lot of us, heavy Pan-Africanists like me, that really love this whole movement that is going on in the Sahel region, believe he's a reincarnation of Thomas Sankara.
He is actually because
the coincidences are a lot.
If you're going to look at the footprint, we see
then
similar.
One last point. More so, I believe what Ibrahim Traore stands for is not just a political statement. Ibrahim Traore stands for a movement, an awakening of the Africans to a new ideology.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that because a lot of Africans are really taking, I would say African countries are really taking a shape in their country and their eyes have opened to some certain level, right? And then I would say Africa, I don't know who really said this word. I can't remember the person, but the world has not yet seen Africa. Yeah. Yeah, Africa is going to be one of the continent that the world will have to reckon with.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. I totally agree. But equally, I feel it's too good to be true. I feel like there's too much positive, I wouldn't say positive or negative, but there's just too much media propaganda around Ibrahim Traore.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, well,
this guy needs a punch. Don't think I'm laughing.
Every time he pops up in the media, it's good news. It's either his people are clamoring in love for him or he has done one achievement or the other. For the past 3 years, this man seemed to have done no wrong. Is it possible? Please, my viewers, help me answer. Is it possible that in 3 years, this man hasn't done anything wrong? Or is it that the media is just hyper pushing his propaganda? Seriously. So they're not one thing. He's good all round. This man said.
Jamal.
Yes, Lisa.
I am trying so hard
not to punch me.
Not to punch you on the set, but afterwards I am going. So there's this Bible verse, let me paraphrase it. When the righteous prospers, the city rejoices. You get me now? So there's no propaganda to all of this. When it is good, and people would say, in 3 years, there's a lot that you could see that Ibrahim Traoré
has done for
Burkina Faso. Right?
Yeah.
Talking about agriculture. With the cotton industry, with the tomatoes, with the cashew. Road infrastructure. We have housing.
Yeah.
You get me now?
I saw that about 400 Burkina, they call them land of the upright, right? That's what Burkina Faso means. So about 400 of the citizens voluntarily chose to join the military to serve and protect their people.
So now, if people are voluntarily doing it, it's because they are seeing the work.
It's funny.
There's this saying, the change begins with me. Change begins with me. But then there's a change that has to happen before you would say, no, I can't be the only black sheep here.
Yeah. You want to equally join that train.
Yes, you want to join.
Okay, so my concerns are along these lines.
Say propaganda
Yeah, I feel it's propaganda. I swear. But anyway, my concerns along these lines are what happens when Traoré leaves sit? I hope his systems are not somewhat rooted on authoritarian theories or dictatorship theories.
At this point, we do not mind, because a lot of Africans, or if you go on social media, a lot of people are saying that they want a military regime.
Yeah.
If it's gonna cause change.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
And I am in the opinion of why not?
Yeah.
If it's going to cause the change that we need.
I'm just using the history books to judge. I'm just using the history books. Sorry, Lisa, I'm listening to the history books to judge.
Yeah.
In the sense that a lot of times these men also, for example, Gaddafi, and there were other ones, Idi Amin, there's so many of them prior to that. My point is, these men, the moment they are not holding that office anymore, the entire system seems to collapse.
I get where you are.
So I don't know how Traoré is going to ensure that these things he's putting in place are not going to be a system that would collapse after he's out of seat.
I might not be right?
Yeah.
But then, I would say even if Traoré leaves it, with the change that he has caused in Burkina Faso, right? The next person would not want to mess up because people would see the change.
Okay.
Then one thing that you need to know.
Yes.
The people now have learned a way of speaking for themselves.
Fact. I can't deny that. I saw a rally.
For example, Kenya.
Yeah. It's going round. It's not just...
it is going round.
It's going round.
People have begun to speak for themselves.
Yeah, we need to applaud our female president in Africa.
Yes.
I think where is she? Rwanda? Where?
No.
Namibia.
Yes, Namibia.
I hope we got that right.
Yeah. Let me check.
Yeah.
Namibia.
So while you're checking, just to get it right, we need to applaud her because she is someone who is not taking the military approach to her reforms. She's taking more of a civilian democratic approach, and that is seemed to be working for her country equally. And it took a woman to do that. Yeah, I have to highlight that.
When the woman is in a political... Let me give her...
You want to wear your feminist cap now?
Let me wear cap.
Yeah, I beg you. When Trump was in his whole tariff craze and everything.
Oh my God.
She gave him back.
She did that. It was mass boast.
I was proud of her.
And then I love that hat that she put.
All that is part of the spirit we're saying that comes.
That's my kind of woman.
Yeah.
Like, keep
so
them.
She's your kind of woman. Traoré is your kind of man. What does that make me?
Guy.
What does that make me?
I don't know for you, but then
I'm in between. I suffer. Please, on this note, I would like to say we've come to the end of Trend Talk this episode.
Do not forget to drop your comments on all of these topics that we've talked about, from Jamb and the surgery with Torchlight
and Captain Traoré.
And then Captain Traoré.
Yes.
Shaori.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny name.
Yeah. Okay, don't forget to subscribe on our channel, The Pathfinder TV, and follow us on all of our social media platforms.
Yes, we're talking of X, Instagram, YouTube. We're here at The Pathfinder TV for you on YouTube. And my name is Jamal Daniels.
I'm Lisa Bell with the bells, and I'm sure that will ring a bell.
As always, Miss Lisa.
From us, bye.